my name is Esther and welcome to my story. So I grew up like any other Bahamian child, one of 7 children born to my parents, Eder and Dudley Cooper, and we really had a good childhood, I would think. We loved having fun and we just loved being around each other. And I guess that was one of the benefits of having so many siblings. On this one particular day, I remember my brother and we were outside playing, and I remember we were just having so much fun. I don't even remember what exactly we were playing, but I just remember just having so much fun. And then seeing my brother and my sister, they came home and the bus dropped them. And for some reason, I went behind the bus. I don't remember this part. My brother told me that I went behind the bus and the bus just took off, and he didn't know that I was there. And my neighbor, he was going inside with his daughter, and he saw when the bus pulled off with me, and so he just jumped into action. He put his daughter back in the car and he just came right after me. It was very traumatizing for me because I didn't know what was happening, but I knew that I was in danger. And at some point I rolled off and I rolled on the side of the road, and I remember seeing my neighbor just jumped out of his car and he picked me up with my body was just, I was just like bloody, like everywhere, blood was everywhere. And he put me inside his car, and his daughter was just looking at me like she was just frightened. And I was just like so confused, like everything just changed just like that. And so it was really scary. I don't remember much of being in the hospital, but I do remember this one day when it's the night when my parents had to leave me, and I was just like crying so much, crying because I didn't want them to leave me. I was so afraid of the doctors and the EMTs, and I was so afraid that I don't know, I was just so afraid of being left alone the first time, being away from my family. Like, why do I have to stay here? And I remember just having the cover over my head the entire night because I was afraid that ghosts were going to come and get me, the doctors were going to do something. It was really a scary moment for me, being away from my family. So coming home after the accident, it was like my new norm, because I had to learn to do basically everything over. I couldn't go outside and play. I couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything on my own. I couldn't use the bathroom. I couldn't do anything. And so it was a learning how to do everything just over again. And during my first times back, it was kind of hard because my siblings, they were all children, so children could be kind of tough sometimes. So they were like poking my bandage and my cuts, and I was just like in so much pain, so I was screaming, and my dad had to get me and put me in his room. So yeah, my siblings, they were kind of rough. You had to be tough-skinned to live with them. But yeah, it was kind of traumatizing and hard during my first couple of days back home. High school for me was pretty difficult because I just felt like I was a totally different person than from what my friends saw. I basically had to hide half of myself from like all of my classmates, the people I considered my friends, and it was really difficult because I would be laughing and smiling in school, but when I go home, it was like I had to face all of these emotions of hiding myself, and so it was hard at night when I had to like lay down, and I would basically like cry myself to sleep. I remember just like crying so softly because I shared a room with my other sisters, so I didn't want them to know that I was crying, but didn't really had any other way to let it out. So it's like I mastered the silent cry. I remember praying one night that I would wake up the next morning and my scars would be gone. And I would wake up, be so excited to, look to see if this miracle happened, and it didn't. So I was really like hurt, like what did I do to deserve this? I'm like, God, like I would be a better kid, like I'd be a better person, if you would just take these away from me. Like, I don't want to go through high school, I don't want to go through my adulthood with these, because no one would love me, no one would accept me. And so I just was like praying that God would just take it away, because I didn't want it. I didn't want the responsibility of these scars or whatever it meant having them. Like, what was the purpose of me having it? I didn't want it. I just didn't. And so high school was like really, really hard for me in my adult years. It was my teenage years. It was really, really hard to accept what was happening. One of the highlights of my early 20s was really facing my fears and really showing people who I was hiding all these years. I saw an ad on Facebook for Miss Grand Bahama beauty pageant, and I thought to myself, like, oh my God, are you crazy? Like, you can't get into this, you would never win, like, why would you want to enter this pageant? Like, you have to have beautiful, smooth legs, you would never win, and like no one would cheer for you. Like why do you want to do this? And I just remember saying, like, I need to do this. It was really for me to prove something to myself. Like, I needed to prove that I can be loved, and people would love me and they would appreciate me. I felt like I needed just to tell my younger self that you're a liar. People will love you. People, they will cheer for you. Like, you're not ugly. Your scars aren't ugly. Like, you're beautiful. And entering this pageant, it was hard at first, because when they said, okay, time to change into your swimsuits, I'm like, oh, no. Like, I didn't want to do it the first couple of practices. And then this one day I was just like, you know what? You just have to do it. And so I changed into my swimsuit, and it just feels so refreshing not to have to like hide. And like the coordinators, they were like, yeah, you're fine, and so the day of the pageant, nerve-wracking, like out of my mind. And when I had to like come with my swimsuit and to my individual walk, just to hear the crowd just was like cheering me on and it's like, Esther, like, yes. I was like yes, you know, like I am unstoppable. Like it just felt so great. And to see everyone cheering is like, wow, like people would love me, people would accept me, and it just felt so refreshing knowing that I don't have to hide who I am anymore. And so that was the day where I became like a new person. I really did. I became more confident. I became more trustworthy of myself. And I just learned to just love who I am and to love my scars and to trust the process that God had me on, knowing that it's not in vain, but it's for a purpose, and just to be the best person that I can be, knowing that I'm walking this journey for a reason. And so I just want to let people know that you don't have to listen to those negative voices in your head telling you that you're no good, you're ugly, you would never be anything in life. Like, those are all lies. Like, you could be anything you want to be. You're so beautiful. You are God gift. You were born here for a purpose, and there's destiny inside of you just waiting to come out. You just have to be confident in yourself and who God has put inside you. So, okay. And I just want to leave this scripture with you. Deuteronomy 31:8. And the Lord, He is the one that goes before you. He will be with you. He will not leave you nor forsake you. Do not fear or be dismayed. And remember, your scars are beautiful, and so are you.
Don't lose who you are inside. Don't let your life become a lie. Follow your heart, don't lose yourself. Trying to be someone else. You were always meant to shine. Don't you dare try to hide your light. Embrace your scars and your broken